Greetings from California. This thing on? Is this thing on? Is the red light on? Are we recording? We are live, and I was live in my last show. That's why I didn't re-upload. I said, you know what? I'm going to change my shirt, get a fresh glass of water, go to the bathroom, reboot, pour the dog some extra food. But I figure I would leave it up just because I was like, that's hilarious. That I kept going for 5 minutes was hilarious. So I said, you know what, Janet? I know it was you. I know it was you. Like when we found out you were the one that wouldn't let Michael's children see their grandmother. Remember that text? Don't let them, please? I remember. And so does Pepperidge Farm. But that was a cute little trick you pulled, turning Mike off, Heifer. That was a cute little trick. And I know you have the money to do it. I know you're tired of me talking about you and your lack of performance at Harlem Week. I know you're sick of it. Well, I suggest you take a pill because I ain't going to stop. Now, where were we? Yes. Scotty by Nature this morning called out Lotto and Ice Spice for beefing because we don't care about them. And I asked him, well, now, if Ice Spice and Lotto are beefing, one, where did you get that flavor of coffee? I've heard of a spiced coffee, but never an ice spice coffee. And then what size is a Lotto? Is it larger than a large? I just want to know why their coffees are arguing so early in the morning. Coffee is supposed to be something to start your day. You don't start your day with your two coffees arguing. I don't know. Maybe he meant indigestion. But yeah, I mean, really, when you listen to their names, it's like, what barista cooked this crap up? Honestly, a barista wouldn't even cook that up. They know what they're doing. The rappers clearly don't. But in debt news, or getting out of debt news, Soulja Boy has agreed to sit for a deposition because he was in debt to Nia Riley for $10 million, and I wanted her to claim every penny. I want to know why they're letting him backpedal and pop as far as the default judgment goes. You didn't show up. The money should be hers. Like the game. The money should be hers. Now, they ain't offering the game that they like, look, that woman going to get her $7 million. So I don't know how you going to pay her, but you going to pay her. I tell you what, not tell you who. That's why I don't play in court. In not playing, oh God, yes. In playing in court news, Cam Newton and his ex settled their Bentley dispute. Now, last year, Cam Newton filed a lawsuit against his kid's mama, demanding she return a 2017 Bentley Byaga. And she wasn't trying to get that car back. And the car initially was part of the child support order, which he is paying her $7,500 a month. That really, like, the fact that doesn't sound like a lot of money anymore, especially to raise children, all that work, that is 24 hours a day. Wait, hold on. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? But that is 24 hours a day worth of work. You don't get a sick day. You don't get a holiday. Oh, God, you always got to worry about them. No, thank you. Not for $7,500 a month. Maybe $75,000 a month. Maybe for $75,000 a month. But $7,500? 75, and really also inflate. That don't sound like no money, but he also did pay all insurances, provided them a home rent-free. So it's not like that was paycheck money and you got to divvy that up. $7,500 a month, that's still that inflation. We needed to go down to when you could make good off of $60,000. That's all companies want to pay is $60,000. Everything needs to be brought back down to $60,000. Because the fact that $7,500 don't even sound like money no. I mean, it sounds good. Ain't none of us turning it down, but it's not like what it used to sound like. It used to sound like extravagance, and now it sounds upper middle class. Upper, but still middle class. Still, you going on a vacation twice a year, maybe, you know, a little ski, a little Florida, but you ain't going private. You probably ain't going first class. And speaking of who else ain't going first class, Tory Lanez has announced new music from behind bars. The bars from behind bars. I would say this is smart planning for your financial future. But what would have been even smarter planning was not shooting Meg in the feet. That would have been the smartest planning of all. You wouldn't have spent all that money on lawyers. You'd be free. You'd be free to perform. You'd be free to perform in America and Canada. But now you're going to get a little deportate after they've sent you away. And then a lot of Europe won't let you come and perform. Not that you'll be relevant in 11 years. Not that anyone will care because you were a flash in the pan when you got put in prison. I want to know what that balloon knot is looking like. I want to know if they've torn that up because you're the size of a Twinkie. And you know what they do with Twinkies? Give them the cream filling. So that's what I want to know. Are you going to be are these bars from behind bars going to be about your busted pussy? My goodness. We're going to get Tia Kemp on his ass. Oh. In political news, which I rarely cover, but Keely Williams has left the entertainment industry and is now working on a Democratic campaign committee. You know what? It's not Republican, so hey, it's not Republican. I'm impressed. Because the way these have just been jumping out the woodwork, just take my rights away, boggles the mind. But also it boggles my mind that Keely could get behind another human being that is not herself. Because you're an awful being. You're awful from your lisp to your toenail. You're a horrible woman. So I don't know how you're working with other people, but you know what? God bless it. God bless it. At least you didn't go Amber Rose and Stacey Dash. And then you know what happens when you do that? Ankle face. Ooh, Amber Rose, you better watch out. Them tits gonna drop like rocks. You saw what happened to Stacey Dash. God took her youth right out of her, almost like Lot's wife. She's almost a pillar of salt. And speaking of, Amber Rose and Candace Owens are going to have an interview. And I'm looking for, the Promises check. And I'm looking forward to it, and here's why. We've seen that Amber Rose cannot control her emotions. What are you eating? Oh, okay, that's your leg. Oh, you gnawing on its own leg. The hell was I? Oh, yes, Amber Rose cannot control herself physically. And we've all wanted to see Candace Owens get that check cash that her mouth has been writing, but her anus will not take to the bank in cash. Amber will cash that check. And I would like to see Amber cash that check all over Candace Owens' head. I'd love to see it. Because you know that security isn't like VH1 and BET security. They ain't going to rush in. A couple bops will connect. And I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. I mean, we know that Amber would clearly wipe the floor with her. I mean, Amber wiped the floor with Jocelyn, quiet as it's kept. But I think that sometimes it's good for the punishment to fit the crime. And speaking of punishments fitting crimes, Sean Kingston and his mother are now facing federal. What the hell? How long? How long this time? 43 start back at federal charge. What is going on? 43. Okay, thank God. Thank God it was only a minute. Wait, no, federal charges. Where was I with federal charges? Who was I talking about with federal charges? I lost my place. Lord, I'm going to just come back with the damn part. Wait, let's see. Let's see. I had just gotten done talking about Amber. Lord. Sean Kingston. Okay. I'm gonna try this again. I don't know what